like Faramis is a lot more just up in the air. I get that he's strong. I get that you can play around that Cult Altar, synergy with your team, but just for face value right now, see you soon. That first phase of draft, I feel like I like it a lot more.
Yup, and so far, it's see you soon, locking down at least that very well-rounded lineup that is more lenient towards the early game, if I should say, given that Thamus and the Lilia is already there. So late game insurance is consistently being removed here by see you soon because they don't want to have any kinds of worries, most especially when the late game comes into play. Claude is going to be banned here. Cho at the same time for the extra pressure that might come from the assassin that is going to be picked by AUG3 because it is indeed another possibility that they could possibly go for. Meanwhile, see you soon taken out the Baksha. Now, this is actually pretty interesting because Baksha is usually the counter to the Esmeralda. A Deroth might be one of the possible choices for them over here, but I feel like they have enough, somewhat a balance just to be able to pick the Deroth because Deroth is indeed a very single target type of hero aside from the Abyssum Strike ultimate, right? So
Yep.
technically they will go for pickoffs if they pick off the Deroth this time around for see you soon. Meanwhile, AUG3, I do believe that a roamer is one of the potential bans here for the blue side, given that we are going to be taking a look
Good
at
choice.
Atlas right over here. It is indeed a good choice, given that you would want a Faramis to be able to use the Cult Altar to the fullest of potential, and it is going to be the Deroth moving forward into the XP lane, unless they will do something about it and put this into jungle position, which we've seen from different regions as well.
Well, I think what they want to do is play this against the Esmeralda, right?
Yep.
That's the best matchup that they can have. It is the direct counter to Esmeralda. So, what I'm thinking too is you take that Thamus into the jungle, right? You put the Dyroth in the XP lane, and then what do you want to round out your roamer with? Because good bans coming out from AUG3, right? They take out that
Right.
Cho, they take out that Atlas, which is very threatening, even like what we saw in the previous game. So, what do you want to take if you're see you soon here, right? AUG3 though, they're going ahead and they're going to lock in this 1-1, which was still open. But
Right.
that matchup 1-1 versus
That's
Beatrix
fast.
is, yeah, they knew they wanted that Hilda, man. So they locked that in. They're happy with that. And funny enough, we haven't seen much Hilda at all. Like, I believe this is the first time she's been picked for the tournament of top clan so far.
Yeah, and honestly, given that this Hilda is going to come into play, this is more likely going to be the roamer coming in for see you soon. So AUG3 needs to worry about the early game pressure coming in from the Cambodian squad, given that they do have the 1-1 on their side together with that Eve. So in some way, they have mobility and speed just to be able to get away from the engage that the Hilda wants to at least persevere coming in from see you soon. But at some point you can actually perceive the fact that Hilda is just gonna go around and annoy the Ling as much as they could, right? Because Basha was banned the first time around, so they need someone to at least do the disruption that the Masha was willing to provide in the early stages of the games, which is why let us take a look at the first match of the second series for today. It is going to be AUG3 that is now going to go ahead with the engage. Seb TC though,
Wow.
low on health. This is not the pressure that you would want if you're AUG3, and it is a boxing. The rest of the members here successful in being able to take that out, popping off the retribution to at least fully be
Oh,
able to use that. But Sensei and the rest of the members will be going down. It's Boxy might go next to the ground, and it is AUG3 somewhat converting that adversity that they've had with the 1-1 to a kill 2-1.
okay. I mean, there's a lot to digest there, right? And unpack, because in the first minute of the game, there's already 3 total kills here. Seb TZ did get taken out here, which, technically you don't want that to happen early on, especially when you're playing that 1-1 versus the Beatrix. But also, I feel like, Boxy and Sensei stayed too long there. I get what they were trying to do. They had that kill. They got that first blood. They wanted to just disrupt that jungle path and even mess up with that purple buff. But unfortunately, they end up going down, giving the 2 kills over. So, I feel like they could have just grabbed that kill and then got out of there. But they had a plan, and unfortunately, it was, it backfired on them a little bit. But so that's the thing, though. You get that early kind of aggression, that early skirmish. This is exactly what we were saying, Sona. It's going to be neck and neck, right? That's already there in the first minute. if that's any foreshadowing at all, how the whole series is going to go. So again, at this point, if you're Seb TZ, you even have to be more careful now, because most gold laners, especially 1-1 Beatrix, you're already pretty careful in your first, 5 minutes of the game or so, right? You just want to farm up, you just want to take that time. But now that you have that minor setback, it's a minor setback, right? You gave up first blood, you went down here, you might have missed a little bit of farm. It's a minor setback, but the problem with that is if they want to go ahead and put more pressure on Septizi so that he doesn't come online at the same point when the Beatrix does, to delay that power spike, and they focus on the gold lane, that's where it's going to be a problem. I don't know if that's exactly what CSUN wants to do, but it's a potential option for them. The strength here, though, too, is, Sensei being on this Thamus, just like what I was talking about before when Ken likes to play that Thamus in the jungle, it does propose its own problems that you have to deal with for CSUN. So right now already, we are just 1 minute into the game. They're getting things figured out here with this pause, but still, I want to say that even despite that early action in the first minute, I think CSUN will choose to put pressure on the gold lane. And if they don't want to, they can continue to use Thamus's advantage. One thing about Thamus jungle is he melts, literally, like he actually melts the camps, he melts the objectives, and that's what we see. Whether they decide to get the curse helmet along with the Cottering Inferno and just the jungle emblem in general, usually turtles are taken out in less than like 10 seconds, it seems like sometimes. So how does AUG3 respond to CSUN here? That's what we're gonna have to see when we get back to the game.
Yep, going back to the game in just a few minutes. But of course, another is the fact that they were simply trying to, disrupt the Ling from getting the purple buff, because Ling is indeed a purple dependent type of hero. And as much as you would want to start an engage if you're the Ling, once you don't have the purple buff, your skills will somewhat be limited and you won't be able to go all around the map. And that is what CSUN was initially looking for if they didn't get killed in that specific purple objective day coming in from AUG3 Esports. So they knew what they had to do, but there were just some overextensions coming from the rest of the members, most especially from both Boxy and Sensei during that time, man. Like, it was an unfortunate sight to see, because one of those skills actually went to Lord Kid, and that is not going to be a good sign for them, because it is another scaling hero that they need to worry about, most especially with the purple buff coming into play for AUG3 Esports. And Seb TZ 1-1 on the top side. Yes, he did get killed in that specific fight, but that's okay, because Beatrix, he still has that necessary minions in terms of the flow, so he didn't really get as much delayed as we want to. But in terms of the team fights, it's the most important thing for you to be able to get the minions and get the gold as early as possible for scaling and itemization as well. But taking a look at the lineups and what we've seen from both of these teams in the group stages, this is how AUG3 is usually playing, right? They maximize the potential that they have in the early game and go snowball from there. And when you give them these openings, these slight disadvantages and mispositions that the opponent is giving them, they will strike back with no hesitation. Meanwhile, on the other side, it is the side of CSUN that's somewhat starting to figure things out for like a little bit in like the beginning of the matchup. But when they have it all like counted and ready for action, ready for battle, that's when they know that they will be able to fight and be able to strike. So at some point, they're just trying to gauge during that specific purple buff. They're just gauging whether the rest of the members of AUG3 would have enough damage to be able to contest them and fight them in their very own territory. And it appears so. AUG3 did, and AUG3 might come to an advantage wherein they will be able to spike in the early stage of the game.
Yeah, and when you talk about the matchup just across the board, even in the jungle, I know it was chaotic in the beginning, and that's kind of what they're going to be doing too. Like if they don't decide to continue to punish Septizi, they're going to continue to decide to punish Lord Kid, right? Lord Kid already has that early kill. He didn't roll with the jungle emblem on this Ling, so he actually has damage, which is he's going to need. And that's why we see Boxy just zoning into this jungle. There's already an early kill here.
Yup, and that is going to be the Deroth advantage coming in, but it is going to be Boxy pulled into that. But so far, so good for the rest of the members of CU soon, because it's Felix and the rest of the members actually managing to take out the Lord Kid, and AUG3 is going to be delayed in terms of the jungler once more, because in just about now, CU soon will be in a better position to be able to take this turtle. And mind you, Ling doesn't have the purple buff just yet, so this will be limited options for AUG3, and that will be resulting to a turtle being taken by CU soon. Beautiful zoning, beautiful power potential, and now it's going to be up to Lord Kid to be able to take the purple buff on the other side.
See what I said, right? They're going to go ahead and focus this in. Lord Kid's only level 3, mind you, right? They are disrupting Lord Kid's jungling. There you go. Actually forcing Akuza back too, who's not level 4 either. Boxy is doing what he wants to do here. And Lord Kid, look how much pressure is here in the jungle on him.
Yup, and so far it is going to be the pressure working and actually taking him down once again. See you soon with the aggressive playstyle. We haven't seen a Hilda in such a long time, and he's absolutely maximizing the appearance coming in from the Cambodian squad. And you're just taking a look at the macro gameplay being showed here by See You Soon. They're maximizing on the fact that Ling is having quite of a hard time in trying to get the objectives, which is why the rest of the members of AUG3 are also now having a hard time trying to figure out the rotations where they will about to do, because of the fact that the Esmeralda Rusty is also having something difficult during the bot side, or in the bot side, with Felix Boyloy already 2-0-0 with that Festival of Blood as the emblem. So extended team fights is going to be the key for CU soon to be able to win this one, but AUG3 needs to step up and fight back.
Yeah, like you said, you know, there's already an advantage there with Dyroth picked into Esmeralda. You give him 2 kills, and now that lane is pretty hard for Rusty, and that's what we're seeing here. And now just continuously to take control here of the jungle, not letting Lord Kid at all have any territory here or even a buff. And this is typically what we see from Athamas as well. Like I said, you know, usually building that kind of play style, emulating that same play style that we see from Ken when he likes to play this, where you just assert your dominance in the jungle, you choke out usually Ling players like this, and you just continue onward with it, right? That's why we're seeing Sensei just be like, let me go grab the purple, choke him out, go for the turtle. But now, top lane, run. Like, run is going to be fine. There's 3 members up there, and more action into the jungle. Turtle next for the taking.
Man, Turtle is in the lead of See You Soon once again, and it's just them, you know, being aggressive in terms of the purple take. And it's Lord Kid, man, not being fed with the farming that he would usually want as a Ling. And this just goes to show the aggressiveness of See You Soon absolutely paying off against the rest of the members of AUG3. So it is, without a doubt, almost 5 minutes into the game, and they are already leading 4,000 in terms of the gold, and which is why Boxy should be able to get out of that situation using the sprint to be able to escape. Meanwhile, onto the middle side, it is going to be Ra just simply being pulled using the black shoes to be able to get away, and this has been the story of the game so far. AUG3 trying to continuously find the right amount of skills to be able to at least pick off a hero, but See You Soon not giving any errors and not showing anything to make AUG3 maximize the type of potential that they would have. Sensei will fight, and Lord Kid is going to be there together with Rizel. That pull would also come into their advantage, but Sensei is just too tanky, man, and they're back at it again, stealing the orange objective.
Yeah, and look, the gold lead continuously building here from the decisions that See You Soon is making. And we're seeing the struggle of AUG3 really trying to handle this, because right now, they don't have anything to match that kind of bully. Like, Sensei is a bully, Felix is a bully. And they're just doing that continuously here in the jungle. Just, like I said, choking out Lord Kid, forcing him to just find gold, find minions on the other sides of the map. Now, that's one of the upsides, right? If you are Ling, you can do that. You can go ahead and try to safely farm, but look at that. He's already chunked really low. He got focused on by Felix at the top lane, and then the rest of the team was there to catch him. So that's the thing, right? You struggle on Ling when you get this far behind. And what does this cause? This kind of snowballs into effect where Sevtz isn't safe to farm in a lane, right? You have all these decisions and just full throttle movements coming out from See You Soon. And at this point, your back is so far against the wall, you're already, what, 5K gold behind, and it's not even that 8-9 minute mark just yet.
Yup, and that is somewhat a problem with the link because you're being forced to somewhat take over the enemy territory just to be able to get the buffs that you need that was deprived from you in your own lane. So it is going to be another turtle slain here by See You Soon. They're simply not giving any major objective to the jungle. Like, when you think about it, it is the lead once again coming in from Sensei using that Demon Slayer as the emblem against a killing spree brought here by Lord Kid. Lord Kid kind of want to go for the team fights, but See You Soon is not giving any of that to them. So Rizel not being able to use the cult altar just to engage, but instead to save the rest of his teammates. It's gonna be Rusty chunking down at 75% of the health, and so does Ra and Run. So will be Sensei, and it is still a clean way for them to be able to escape and continue the momentum that they've started. But onto the top side, it was a successful turret shutdown coming in from Lord Kid, which gives them at least a breathing room. In because in a minute, the Lord is about to spawn once again.
I don't know how much breathing room they're going to have, man. Again, Lord Kid level 8, Sensei level 12, no buff Ling. This is... it's an understatement to say this is a very difficult position to be in, right? Because when that Lord does come up, what are you going to do? If you hang around there like what Lings like to do, just hang around on the walls and hopefully get a retribution off, you can't. You're going to get taken out, right? You're going to get taken out of the picture here. And notice, too, Run only has 1 assist. He has been having a vacation time, right, farming up.
Yep.
And he's even got the orange buff. So if anyone gets close to these guys, it's really going to hurt. We can already see Boxy, too, trying to zone them out behind the turret. But now they might give this a go signal, but if See You Soon decides to just play the discipline, they can either go handle Lord Kid as he's pushing down that bottom lane, or just go and rotate up to the Lord and just force that fight if they want to.
Yup, and so far they're not forcing enough of the team fights, given that they are in the lead. But another side lane push has been dealt here by Lord Kid, currently locking that Windtalker just to be able to at least dish out that as attack speed that we have been consistently talking about. But See You Soon always making the right moves and the next steps for them to be able to achieve victory. This is the first Lord of the game, and See You Soon has acquired that specific major objective. And taking a look at the gold graph right now, it is just going uphill for the Cambodian squad, given that they only have Run to be able to take care about, and at the same time, it has the necessary items. And basically, one of the reasons why this Beatrix doesn't really present itself during the team fights is because she's no longer needed in the team fights, man. There is just a wide enough gap for the side between AUG3 and See You Soon. 10,000 to be exact, and the XP lane is just making sure that the Lord is already marching into the mid lane. Let us see if they will be able to defend this one once and for all. Will they finish the game? Talking about See You Soon, and the answer might just be right over here. They still don't have the bump, but the dance floor has already been committed here by the side of AUG3. They might be able to defend this Lord, but onto the bot side and the top side as well, it is going to be See You Soon trying to rack it up. It is going to be the pull though, and the Cold Altar at the same time committed about 2-3 members, but See You Soon easily being able to escape that one. So good defensive mechanics coming in from AUG3. No casualties at the same time, but here comes the next surge, and they might just be able to use it. Falling Starman is landed, and it is going to be See You Soon landing that inhibitor turret. Here comes the single target coming in from Felix Boyloy, but no casualty will be committed at the same time. Run catching that Void Crystal, and the other members of See You Soon as well, but they will still be able to defend. And even with the discrepancy in terms of the gold gap, AUG3 only lost one inhibitor.
Well, I think, you know, they're happy with that. See You Soon is happy with that because it was just a normal Lord, right? You're not going to, even with this gold lead, AUG3 has good clearing potential, right? I mean, even just with that Eve, they're going to clear things pretty quickly. Even with Faramis, right? The abilities do clear these minions that aren't super beefed up just yet. So at least for See You Soon, they grabbed one turret. Actually, they're looking to grab another one here.
Yup, Falling Starman has been committed together with the real world manipulation Black Shoes as well. And they are going for this next turret, and Run is going to do the job for them. One inhibitor remains for the side of LT Esports, and see you soon. Will continue with the siege that they've been doing for to the inhibitors for the past 2 minutes. And it's gonna be up to AUG3 this time around to basically just try and defend this remaining inhibitor of theirs, and they will be successful in doing so. But a methodical approach is being done here by the side of See You Soon, right? They're not forcing any kind of, turret takedown, inhibitor takedown. They're just basically waiting for the wave and waiting for the Lord at the same time. And this is already a Luminous Lord. And See You Soon is just not giving any type of advantage for the side of the Esports. Even when they've managed to take an inhibitor turret, no casualties is still happening. And it's See You Soon in position to be able to take this Lord in a smooth manner.
I think I'll say the bright side for AUG3 is no one has really died yet or gone down here. I'm not sure if they're actually going to commit here on Razzle. He does have to flicker out, but now they're going to have to deal with that Lord. They're going to be charging in here once it's up, and at this point, like I said, they do have good clear to clear the lanes, to clear those minions, but they're most likely going to lose out on this turret as See You Soon plays around this, and you can see even Run's not even going to wait for that. He's just going to go for it, right? No body blocks there. And so they lose this. Base completely is going to be exposed here, Sona. Lord's going to be coming down the middle. Let's see if they can actually defend this one and drag the game out a little longer.
Yup, there comes a Diamond Show here by the Eve, but it is going to be the Cult Altar popping up at the same time. But the sustain is just too much coming in from the rest of the members of See You Soon, and the lock is about to happen. And it